have one more week left in April, and I haven't read any of the comics I had on my April TBR. Just as a quick reminder, these are these are my TBR just comics. This is not including my books. Of course, I've been reading comics. I just haven't read what I wanted to read for my TBR. Now, I think it's totally doable for me to still read all of this in 1 week. But at the same time, I have finals coming up for grad school. So it might not be that realistic for me to finish all of these unless I just sit down one day and read them, like just binge read. But realistically, I'm probably not going to do that because I'm trying to read a whole bunch of other stuff at the same time. So, that being said, in this video today, I think I'm going to read at least one of these, maybe two. I'm thinking about like these, the Street Fighter 6, the manga, and Poison Ivy, A Death in Marshview. I technically started this one, only read like 2-3 pages. 1, 2, 3, 4. I read 4 pages in this so far, no pages in this. So I think that is the plan, is to read these. If not, at least one, one is better than none, and then I can at least say I read something off of my April TBR. So I'm so bad at it. Anyways, I'm going to read now, and we'll see how it goes. So I finished Poison Ivy, A Death in Marshview. Yeah. Second there I thought it was a different title. But no. Okay, so the thing about reviewing collected issues, or even just singular issues, actually, is sometimes some issues in the storyline are really good, and then the other issues like but it progresses the story. So that's what I felt like was this one. There was a lot of build up from previous volumes, and then because this is volume 6, I think. Yeah, volume 6 in this series collects issues 31 to 37, and we're not too far off, I think, in the actual from the current issues, but I'm just I don't know. I think the last issue or the last chapter in this really pushed this to like a 4 star for me because it built up to a cliffhanger. A cliffhanger that immediately makes you want to like read what happens next, which is the goal. That's what you want in a book. So this is exciting, but there was definitely a couple moments I'm like, eh. But I think overall, this would be very enjoyable. This would be an enjoyable series in general, this Poison Ivy series, especially if you enjoy DC villains. You just want to know more about Poison Ivy. It goes into her backstory as well. So this whole thing is like really good. I see why it's made it so far for DC. So yeah, I highly recommend it. The art's very interesting. It's unique, and the storylines. I want to say Wilson. Yeah. So I always love her storylines. It's really good, and of course, women empowerment. So like, you know, women in comics. But yeah, this was pretty good. This volume here, volume 6, was pretty good, and that means one ticked off of my TBR. I guess it's this way. Ticked off, whatever. One is done off of my TBR for April, so I'm already feeling better about that. And now I think I am going to read Street Fighter 6, the manga, but I'm going to read it in the morning. Yeah, I'm going to read it in the morning, and then we're going to see how I feel about it. It shouldn't take me too long because mangas typically only take about 20 to 30 minutes for me to read. And I think this will probably lean closer to 30 minutes because it's a quite thick one. But we shall see. Um, yeah. But I'm going to read in the morning because I'm tired. And technically, I already kind of took a nap while I was reading this. So, in between while I was reading that. So, yeah, I'm going to read this in the morning, and then you'll get my thoughts. And then I can say I read half of the comics on my TBR.
Perfect.
Okay. Um, Street Fighter the manga. One, it's only the manga because of the style. It's not actually read like this. If that makes any sense. It's read like a typical graphic novel, but the style is manga style. So I see why it's called the manga. Um, I think one may enjoy this more if they play story mode of Street Fighter 6. Um, I have not played it. I played the game, I think, or I watched people play the game. I don't quite remember, but this is the prequel to Street Fighter 6. So I think you might enjoy it a little more if you played the game all the way through, but I can't be sure. Honestly, I give this 3.5 stars. It the first part was like I didn't care for it just because it focused on Luke, and I'm just like, eh. I know you have to be with the new fighters, but it's just kind of like, no, thank you. But it made sense why they did that little extra part in the beginning. But I don't know. It does make you interested in the story of Street Fighter 6, so maybe that was the point. This wasn't bad. It just wasn't great. That's why it's 3.5 stars. Do I recommend it? Maybe if you're a fan of Street Fighter 6 specifically, but if you're a fan of Street Fighter in general, I don't know. I don't know if you would actually enjoy it. So I honestly do not recommend it. Not for the typical person. And like I said, it's supposed to be the manga. It's only the manga because of the style, not because of how it's read. So that's my viewpoint on that. So with that being said and done, I have read two things on my April TBR. So, accomplishment. I read Street Fighter 6, which is 3.5 stars, and I read Poison Ivy, A Death in Marshview. Yeah, Death in Marshview, and this was 4 stars. So, not bad. I think this was actually a good reading session. Now I just need to continuously read so I can get through some of my other stuff on my April TBR. Though realistically, there's only a week left, and I'm entering finals for my grad school program. So I don't know if I'll get anything else read completely, but we shall see. We shall see. Never give up to the end. Well, okay, still never give up. I guess that's really rather what I should say. Um, but yeah, so that being said, this is the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, bye.